What's good, family? I'm following up with you on the post about what would you say to your 5-year-old self, given all your life lessons. What would that conversation sound like? And the feedback I got was great. Some questions of folks who wanted clarification, and other people with some amazing comments. Essentially, the reason I brought it up is because in therapy, it's considered inner child work, and it comes up all the time. What we lived through, what we experienced as children, stay with us as we become adults. A lot of times, that 5th year of life seems to be the very common marking point. That we go back and we can recollect. I remember when I was 5, this happened. But it goes unresolved. And we grow up and we become adults. And we're still walking around, that 5-year-old is still walking around within us, scared and broken and questioning. And as a result of that fear and the question and the distrust, the sense of betrayal, it affects our feeling of self-worth as adults, which means it affects our personal relationships, our business relationships. So, how would those conversations sound today? I would say to my 5-year-old self, you don't have to be afraid anymore. It's okay. It's safe now. I'm doing the work now. I've been doing the work for a long time, just so that we know, me, my adult self, and my 5-year-old self, my kid, that inner child, that we know it's safe now. Tragedy or drama or chaos or disappointment or betrayal is not just right around the corner. This sense of impending danger is not just around the corner. We don't have to walk on eggshells wherever we go. It's okay. You're loved. You're valuable. And I know that now as an adult. But little kid, it's all right. The parents, the adults in your life, they were doing the best they could. Maybe it was traumatic for you, and it stayed with you ever since. Now you can understand, because I've been doing the work, just how valuable and beautiful you are. God made you. God made us beautiful and whole and valuable. And though it took us a long time to understand that about ourselves, we're here now. You don't have to be afraid anymore. You don't have to feel unworthy anymore or unimportant anymore. So that's a heavier example of a conversation that many folks like to have with their kid self, their inner child. Another heavy one is, it's not your fault. It wasn't your fault. I don't even want to get into specifics on that, because it just becomes so heavy at times. The blame that kids take on themselves. And for anybody that's been that kid who's endured trauma, tragedy, you understand. I'm talking to you. You get it. It's not your fault. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything to deserve that thing. A lighter example that had come up is, man, I would just tell myself, don't question yourself. Just go for it. Whatever it is that you want to do, just go for it. Go for that dream. Go for that thing that you loved, that you didn't do because the adults in your life were like, nah, I see you want to do, you want to do music. I see you want to play sports, but what's your backup plan? And immediately the message being sent to that kid is, I don't think you're good enough to achieve a career in that or this. I think you should just play it safe, because that's what I did. And then that kid plays it safe. And then they grow up to be adults regretting that they never even tried. So this is a lighter-hearted example, but these are the kind of conversations that people are having with their 5-year-old self, their inner child. They're speaking to so many things. And we've all been a kid. We've all been there. And how we're watching the adults around us. We're watching other kids around us, older cousins, older people, older kids in our lives, and we're taking mental notes. Well, what does that say about who I am? What does that say about me? So, longer message, but I definitely wanted to come on and share some thoughts with you. I love you. There's not really much you can do about it. It's important that we have this kind of dialogue. And for the fellas out there too, listen, brothers, let's get to talking more about this, man. Because nobody's asking these questions. And we're not encouraged always to talk about these things. So let's talk. Here I am, right? I'll go first. If somebody's having a hard time talking about things and somebody needs to break the ice, Dave will go first. I love you guys. As always, take care, and I'll talk to you later.